couple weeks.
Yeah.
Thanks for winning up. Wait for the knees.
No one has stopped getting shot.
Yeah, no, they're just aiming lower.
Welcome to Local Riffs, episode 25. I just realized that was the episode 25 of season 2. I don't know if it's super special, but it's special to me. We got Blood and Earl on cam instead of just a little call in and, you know, talking this, that, and the other over a little microphone in the scene or whatever. Welcome to the show.
Thanks a bunch, man, for having
How
us.
are y'all today?
Yeah. Well, we were flying high. Justin grilled some burgers. I didn't eat one, but they each had like 2 apiece, and they were good.
Yeah.
And then our world collapsed.
I'm a little disappointed. I thought we were going to be just chilling by a pool the whole day. I did not read the text right on this one.
That's why shorts are so short.
Nah, they were going to be this short regardless. But
They were always going to be those shorts.
they were always going to be this short.
Okay.
Don't worry.
That's fine.
Oh, my goodness.
Give me the TD pillow.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Like I said, we're here with Blood and Earl. If y'all want to, y'all can just go from my left to y'all's right, or my left to y'all's, or you know, that way. Just introduce yourselves and tell us what you do in the band, guys.
I'm Justin. I am the drummer, and I'm a Taurus. I like walks in the heat with fully clothed shirts.
All right.
Oh, it's
Let's move on.
All right.
next.
He doesn't have a microphone.
That's why I normally don't speak.
I'm Jason. Play bass.
Michael, I play guitar and I make vocal noises with my mouth.
Yep. And I'm Scotty. I play rhythm guitar. I do the low end of the throat.
Yeah,
Yep.
Nice.
it comes a little lower.
Yeah.
Good choice of words. I like that. Yeah, we're here. Came over to Justin's house or crib or hacienda. Kind of do it a little, you know,
Welcome.
sort of like this a little often. You know, when it comes to bands, if when we get into their comfort zone and stuff, we're just gonna sit down and talk a little bit about what's going on in the scene and, you know, what y'all's progress has been. I know we've interviewed before, not the full band, but you know, that was a while back. That was
Yeah,
right
me
when
and
we first.
Scotty.
Yep, right when I first got into Local Riffs.
I think that was like episode 2 for y'all or something.
Yeah, episode 2. Yep, something like
yeah.
that. 2 or 3. That's what I was looking at earlier, and it was so long ago I didn't even really put too much of a description in there. So I guess I wasn't really good at doing that at the time. But
That was thrilling.
Hey, we're all getting better.
that was
Yeah.
a long time ago. For you know, from where it's at now, I guess.
I know. You're like 12,000 followers later.
Not that
20?
many.
No, like 20,000.
No, it's like 2,000 or 3,000, something like that, close to.
That's a lot.
But
3,000, huh?
Yeah.
I don't want to just like keep beating around on this fucking microphone. You know, we'll talk about you know, how y'all have done since then. How long was y'all a band? Oh, I can't really remember up at that point. Was like 2 or 3 years or?
No.
No, that was
Very new.
maybe 6 to 8 months in.
Okay.
And
That was after. I mean, that was in I think July of last year.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had been together for maybe. We got together in like September or something of the previous year.
So not even a full year at that
Yeah,
point.
maybe 2 years at this point, like total. Jason joined in with us, I think November last year.
Yeah.
Maybe December.
Right.
I came in for the Christmas show.
Yeah. That was that was great. Yeah. Very BJ's Metal Christmas.
Oh, man. Love
Yep.
BJ's, too.
So yeah, that was pretty new for us. We actually met at Furnace Fest, and I was tuned up watching Era with my old lady wearing a Saints hat, and they walked up to me and asked if I was from New Orleans. I was like, yes, I am. And they were like, cool. And Jess was like, I'm having a Halloween party. You should come. And I didn't come to that party, but we started jamming shortly thereafter. And
We went to Knock Loose and Gojira before that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Damn, that was a great show.
We popped some shoulders out of sockets, and you had to put a couple back in.
Yep. Yep. You got to lay flat on the ground. You just stomp on them.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. So we made a lot of progress. I guess it feels like time's going fast, but it hasn't been that long. We did the first EP. Mike played every instrument in the band for that, and we just hung out and drank beers. Yeah.
If you listen in, there's vibraphone in the background. First metal band with vibraphone.
Yep.
Yep, it was.
I don't even know what that instrument is.
But he played it pretty well.
It's like a xylophone with a fan on it.
Cool.
Oh wow, it's like
Oh yeah, that's what that was.
Leslie kind of operated thing.
Oh yeah, they got a Leslie in there for sure.
Oh, wow.
I've used it on a couple of records. It's nothing like an amplifier that spins.
Whoa.
Yeah, your sound needs more moving parts. That's what I tell most bands.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what happened to y'all's first bass player? Don't even bring it up like that. But you know.
He had some professional and personal obligations that made it difficult for him to, be a part of the band.
We still love him.
They're
We miss you, Vince.
practicing, playing shows, stuff like that. But
Yeah, it was.
we love that guy and see him around still a bit. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I ended up in here like real weird. I got a text from the merch guy for Ruby to Cherry. Shout out to Bubby. He was like, "Yeah, my buddy's looking for a bass player."
You know, was that bass player at the show at Santos that night, or was he the bass player then? I can't remember because the first time I saw y'all,
Yeah,
that's
the first
where
one was Vince. Vince
Okay.
was
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah. Okay.
Very pretty hair.
Great look.
Great look.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at one point I was like,
Way
man,
more-
I was like, that guy changed a fucking lot since the last time I seen him. I was like,
Relative downgrade there.
I'll throw it out there. Yeah.
Show him your shirt.
he's ready for the pool.
Right.
Grab a sushi, man.
Hit it up.
I've seen y'all this mode of the band a few times over the course of the year or so since I've been doing local riffs. Probably about I don't know, I lost count at some point. I think I'd seen y'all like 2 times in a week at one point. But I have seen the progression and the grit and stuff still going like from the first time I seen y'all. And y'all played in some very I don't know, fucking that free store over there is a fucking inferno. I guess if you can endure that, you got it going on, man. But I always tell people about y'all as far as like y'all's music. It's kind of it's definitely Southern, and it's definitely it's not hardcore like most of your hardcore X bands or whatever it would be. But it's just like a heavier version of Southern metal or Southern rock or it's not like a breakdown kind of thing for the most part, and that's kind of like what the trend is nowadays when newer bands are coming out and stuff. Is that the style that y'all are going to continue to go into and keep, or are y'all going to start going into like gent or something like that?
We're not interested in Jack. No, that's
Justin already sweats too much.
off,
So we can't.
off the table.
I think the kids have got the breakdowns and the hardcore thing down right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's enough breakdown bands out there. Also, I don't know how to write breakdowns that I think sound good to my ear. So
I have the same problem. I'm like, how the fuck did they get that sound? I'm like, fuck it.
Well, I
that's
think
just-
we've done it
You know,
all. I think as a society,
yeah,
as a musical
it's all
community,
out
we've done
there,
every
so,
breakdown,
like,
right? At this point.
so,
I hope that there's some more. That'll be cool to listen to, but like I think we've done them all.
I think maybe we go in a different direction.
Yeah. I
Fuck,
think
I love a breakdown. But
you do.
yeah, it's
I do love a breakdown, but I feel like you also if you're gonna do breakdowns, you need a dedicated just a vocalist who can hype up the crowd during that. And I'm
I'd
too
have the
busy,
808
man.
also.
It's not a bad. That's not a bad point.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So you're saying what we need is a hype man.
you know, maybe we could use one, but I don't know. He doesn't get a cut at the end of the night.
Right.
Like those,
Fifth man.
those
Neither do we either.
Those $23 we make at a show, like, you know, we're already spread pretty thin.
He's not cutting into my beer money.
Like each of y'all a drink. Thanks for performing.
Not worth it. No, Mike. I mean, we all have kind of similar roots, you know. But Mike, I think, writes really great riff heavy songs. And one thing that he can do that I've never been able to do, and as far as I can tell, the other guys haven't either. I think is like write a song that has like good structure, and in a way for us, it's something that kind of like can stick in your head and has good melody. Maybe
Speak for yourself. But
right.
Yeah,
I cannot do that.
Yeah.
My songs just wander on aimlessly. They're like a Dillinger like song. They're terrible.
No, Jason. He write. I listened to a lot of very catchy songs that Jason wrote the other night. Yeah, it's fantastic stuff. Yeah, man, his Donner Party stuff is it's really amazing.
It is actually great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to throw out some shout outs to that then.
Yeah. I asked about
Donner
it.
Party.
I play in Blood and Earl. I do Donner Party. I do a post-hardcore band called Wild at Heart. And then I do a band called Laughing Torso. That's DJ, not DJ. It's D-Beat.
All right.
I couldn't imagine me trying to do at least one band. To me would be hard enough to do, much less 3 or 4 different fucking ones. You know, I might be able to push it with 2, and that's going to be really spread. But I don't see how you
Jason
do it.
over here has
Damn,
the benefit
yeah.
of he picks up songs very quickly, which has helped us immensely because I don't have to show him things more than like once or twice, and
pretty impressive.
he just fucking got it after that. We can curse on here, right?
Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what our target audience is.
I'm gonna be beeping it. I'm like beep beep.
Yeah,
beep, beep, beep. No.
It really is something though. If you want to do more than one project, you have to be efficient with it.
Yeah.
And that the idea, like I've been doing this my whole life, man. I don't mean to age myself, but I've been doing this like over 20 years. And
Let's all take turns naming bands that Jason was in. Fat Stupid Ugly People,
Gora.
I was gonna say Gora.
Yeah.
Slipknot 2.
Slipknot 2 is sick. Terrytown Walmart also sick.
Great. All great bands.
But yeah, it's
I asked if I could
I've had
play
a
with
lot of
Donner Party.
breakdowns of like I can't handle it, and I've like quit music for a year or two, like just because I'm doing too much and I can't accept. I just can't find the balance for it. But it really is. Yeah, if you want to do more than one project, you got to do it's. You get 2 hours a week for a practice. You get 1 show a month, kind of thing. And we got to stay. We got to stay efficient on it.
With you specifically being in the multiple bands, how do you feel like aside from them, how you fit in with Blood and Earl with the consistency? Because I mean, none of the other bands are genre-ly related to
No,
Blood and Earl.
you gotta keep it interesting, man. if we're gonna do 4 bands, we're gonna do 4 metal bands.
Okay, there you go.
But
They do
that's
have people
particular
that
band.
do that though.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally
Do
people
it.
that do it. Totally people that do that. I'm looking for some variety in playing, and I think they all feed each other. I think all these genres all feed each other to make like music better.
You mentioned riff heavy. There's a lot of bands in this area as far as New Orleans goes, and a lot of bands that I've seen. They do fit like some kind of specific structure, I guess, and it's like more of like a couple riffs that kind of makes the song. I guess it would be easier to make it more crisp, I guess, or more catchy. But like riff heavy songs, I like it where it's like an onslaught. And y'all's songs are catchy to me, but it's also an onslaught of the riffs that it keeps the whole song heavy instead of it kind of losing a touch of like a softer part in one of y'all's songs or something is still relatively heavy to the rest of the song. Like the thing we went to the other night, which y'all was doing the video. I could say
No,
that.
yeah,
No,
drop it.
definitely tell them you have to. You
Thanks for
have to.
coming out too.
Why haven't we not talked more about the video before this?
Well, we'll get to that, but
No.
but in
Let
that
it
song,
out.
in that song right there, and we'll go a little further into it, but you could tell like this the little pauses into the solo and stuff like that. You know, even then it was still backed by heavy riffing. You know, and I think that's what I like about y'all's music the most is that I'm a thrashy kind of guy, and it kind of brings me a little closer to thrash metal. You know, just because of the riffs. You know, so
No, you got it, man.
Right. I mean, kind of. So, you know, when so Scotty and Justin started like playing together before I joined in, and you know, when I got there, they were playing in drop C tuning, which is like not a tuning that I had really played in before. I'd fucked around with drop D, but you know that's like a whole step lower. So it's just like a heavier sound, and I have always I've heavily always loved thrash. Just you know, Slayer, Megadeth, you know,
Exactly.
like early Metallica stuff. You know, it's great, and that was kind of like my thing. So I mean, I'm sure like all this shit has been done a million times. So it's like we're not anything like crazy original. But I was like, all right, well, y'all are playing in drop C. I'm gonna get used to this tuning, and I'm gonna try and write kind of thrashy stuff in drop C, and that's and you know when you do that, it just doesn't sound like if you listen, like if Metallica was playing in drop C or something, you know, it wouldn't sound like Metallica. So it's kind of like a similar style of that, but you know, it just sounds different and lower, heavier.
It sounds like you can get a lot more done in that drop kind of tuning anyway. When it, you know, not too low like drop F sharp or anything like that, but like drop C, that's my preferred tuning actually. If I'm playing or something like that, drop C.
You know, you like to be able to hear what the notes are.
Exactly, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're going to be a shredder like this guy, you know, we can't really go too low. But we do, you know, want that kind of oomph behind it. And to me, I think there's something kind of like, there's something good in Southern. I don't know about that lower tuning, you know, groovy, you know, in a way.
And it does have a lot of groove too,
Yeah.
y'all's music does. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was kind of the small things like in your band. I think when you're starting later on have like a large effect, but you don't really think about them at the time, you know, and that did, but I think that helped a lot.
Yeah, Justin, you want to elaborate a little bit over there?
Yeah. You know, thinking about a lot of the stuff that Mike brought to the band when we first started, you know, I mean, we butted heads a lot, but you know, a lot of what I've thought about when having a band is, you know, I want everyone's influence, everyone's inspirations to kind of make a big part of it. And I don't want anybody to be stifled from it, you know. Scotty brings a lot of the Southern stuff. Mike's got like the very thrashy element. You know, he came from garage punk. You know, Jason's got a very punk heavy vibe, and I like hardcore mathcore type shit. And, you know, I wanted all this stuff to kind of meld together. And I mean, not like I was the one who did it, but, you know, anytime we wrote something, it was kind of like I don't want anybody to play anything they don't want to fucking play. So every time Mike would write something thrashy, I didn't want to be typical and come up with like, you know, just thrash break beats. So I just would try and make it, you know, I spent a lot of time working at funk and jazz bars down here and wanted to add a little groove to it, a little funk to it, but then still have that hardcore bite to it. So I thought it was, you know, it was kind of fun to fuck around with. And so I think what we took, we just kind of ran with it. And anytime Mike, you know, it's like I feel I feel bad for Mike every time he like throws in something a little funky. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make this a little dry and, you know, make it more thrashy or some shit, you know, to just kind of counteract it. And, you know, I think he, you know, maybe he tries to meet me halfway, or maybe they try to meet me halfway sometimes. And whenever they do, it's like, I don't know, we try and throw a curveball. Especially with the bass riffs now coming in too.
I
Don't
see
sell yourself short too. Like it's a weird that to have a drummer lead a band a lot of the times, but a lot of us like doing stuff is Justin pushing us to do stuff. You know.
Yeah.
I see it actually live and in person when I go see y'all. That kind of like process while y'all are playing. It's like I don't know, y'all have worked it out to a point to where like even when y'all play live, y'all still are like trying to like still have fun and not really work it out as far as like not knowing what's going on with the song or whatever y'all performing, but y'all are up there actually making it happen in real, you know, instead of having all the fancy fucking shit that's all pre-recorded or anything like that. Y'all just get it done, you know. To me, it just seems like y'all have a good time up on stage, and it shows, I guess, from what y'all practice together and the time y'all spend together. So,
at the end of the day, this is basically a hobby, like a labor of love for us. Like, you know, we're not making money, we're not killing it, like any way, shape, or form. Like, you know, if people like it, we want them to fucking love it. But we love what we're playing, and that's the thing we enjoy about it. And then as far as like pre-recorded stuff, yeah, we started throwing in some samples because, motherfucker, I gotta breathe.
Well, that's a little different though. The in between and the breathables is different from the actual music.
We got to tune up. He's got to catch his breath.
I actually like that touch too that y'all added to that. I think y'all was that the place that that from the other night, was that the first place y'all tried that at? I think y'all had mentioned something before.
No, it wasn't there.
Where
We were
was the first time?
We were at Hurricanes, and we like set up this show. We played with a couple of friends' bands. We played with the Unnaturals, and we played.
That's the one. Yeah,
yeah.
Swinging Doors.
Swinging Doors. You know, which Unnaturals, little surf punk band, and then Swinging Doors is like, you know, a little alt sad boy country band. They got Pat Brothers in it from Down, and yeah, I mean, we just want to meet them halfway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It does help. It's very organic kind of progression through that. But one of the things too is that we're all kind of like, you know, cinemaphiles. Like we all love movies, and I don't know. I think some of the music that we do at the time kind of like conjures up, you know, some feelings of these, you know, I don't know, kind of the cinematography of these films and stretches, you know, that we see, and something we kind of keep coming back to. And if people have seen us, they've probably heard it. You know, or some of this old spaghetti Western sounds, you know, and the Sergio, you know, Encione, you know.
I think it fits really well
sound.
with y'all's style of music. I mean, that first time I heard it, I was like, well, where the fuck has this been at the whole time, you know?
Right.
So,
yeah, there's some good country samples in there. And actually that was, you know, bringing in the MPC, you know, is actually one more thing actually that, you know, Jason actually came in and brought in. So we didn't have that, you know, before he joined. So that was another dimension, you know, of our sound that he really added to.
And a couple of years ago, I popped a lung, and I was like, I was in a hospital bed, and I'm like, what?
Show the scar.
I had grandiose dreams of my Jay Dilla album coming out. It's like, it's going to be incredible. I sat in a hospital bed for 2 weeks, plugging away at this MPC.
Yeah. So he brought that in, and then we were like, well, we couldn't afford one of those, so yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and let's put this.
See, we can do this. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, I think that those sounds, you know, do make it fun. They help kind of bring everyone kind of together and keep everyone focused. Because if we didn't have those songs in between, we would be saying ridiculous things. And, you know, that would really...
I mean, listen to us on this fucking interview, dude.
That's why we don't let these guys talk.
This interview is a perfect example why we have those sounds in between songs.
I'll try to go down a list real quick so we can kind of stick to. I will say, Mike, I think you mentioned something earlier about, you know, some bands, you know, that you were listening to and liked, but we can go around and just kind of just briefly say some, you know, what kind of inspirations y'all have had, and you know, what kind of brings y'all to y'all style of playing of today.
Man, yeah, I mean, so it's kind of interesting. So I'm the oldest, you know, dude in the band, and believe it or not, my earliest influences, ridiculously, yes, of course, I'm graying by the second. I think some of my earliest influences unusually were kind of like East Bay hardcore and like bands like AFI, still love them. And then actually post-hardcore bands from like Gainesville, like Hot Water Music. But I also loved Pantera and Corrosion of Conformity, you know, a lot. And, you know, some of those other good, you know, really heavy kind of groovy, you know, metal sounds. I think so. There's kind of a lot of stuff that sort of spread through there, but I did, I love Nine Inch Nails too, and a lot of that industrial sound. So I kind of am a real sound mutt for lots of different old shit and what old people like. Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all over the place. I go on like kicks, so like I'll go on like a country kick or like a jazz kick every now and then. I mean, I grew up like all into like 90s like alt metal. The first concert I went to was like Stone Temple Pilots when I was 8 or 9 years old at the State Palace Theater. Like that was a fucking killer show.
Awesome. Wow.
Like I was all into that kind of shit. Like and some like more like mainstream metal and stuff like that. When I started playing a lot and kind of playing in bands, it was more like punk, like specifically like garage punk, like kind of with like old school rock and roll vibes. I was in garage punk bands for like a good like 10 years or something before I joined this band, and that was kind of my thing. But I've always really liked thrash, and I've liked heavier stuff. But I felt like that was like the direction that we wanted to go in. So I kind of took some of like the song structure stuff and songwriting stuff that I had from like the punk style. And brought it into here. That's why like none of our songs are longer than like 4 minutes. Most of them are shorter than 3. I have a philosophy of like, say what you need to say and get out. Leave the audience wanting more is better than like overstaying and playing a riff for 16 bars and then, like by the end of it, I don't know, is anybody really listening anymore? So. Anyway, not everybody ascribes to that, but yeah, I had like kind of that was kind of the way I felt about that. But anyway, Jason.
Well, everything honestly. Like I grew up, I learned how to play guitar like on metal, so Metallica and fucking Megadeth. I think I learned like when I was a kid. I think I learned like every like System of a Down solo. Seeing that System of a Down cover band, I was like, damn. True knows how to play like
even Sweet Pea.
But yeah, and then from there, like we grew up in Metairie at my freaking grandma's house, and it was like up when I was a kid. There was just so many all these shows you could go to. You go to 3 shows in a night. You go to Zeppelin's, go to Cypress, and go to like Lions Home and catch a show. So yeah, there was like a competitive element there of just people playing music. But yeah, I fell into punk rock a lot in there, and then I played like a lot of genres since then: punk rock, power violence, metal. Never ska. I'm not gonna go for the ska.
Not my thing.
Next week he'll be in a ska band next week.
But really, man,
met the right people.
I'm gonna say this one, probably a very unpopular opinion, but Megadeth over Metallica like 100 times. Like,
oh yeah,
no, we go.
I'm gonna say as far as one album.
Very album specific.
Yeah, I know. Well, give me that one album.
Oh yeah, rest in peace. We've had this conversation.
Rest in peace over anything Metallica's done.
The presence
over quantity though, yeah. Quantity
Rest
success,
in peace
Metallica
looms over the entire thrash genre. It's like that. Like that. What is it? The Onion or the Hard Times article that says like mankind still creating art after Rest in Peace was released.
Man, I use that to like Megadeth or Metallica split to either it's Megadeth heavy metal or if it's Metallica heavy metal. That to me there's a difference. Like some bands to me are like, okay, they're Megadeth heavy metal, not a. I like Megadeth. That was one of my inspirations.
Also,
is Dave Mustaine, is guitar playing and stuff. But yeah,
big Marty Freeman guy, man.
Yeah, I like Marty Friedman also.
All Friedman.
Yeah. Once they lost Marty, they lost me. Also, fuck your boys' politics. But regardless of that, man, good good and bad music in every genre.
Of course, yeah.
In every genre. If you're saying fuck this genre, you're probably missing out on something incredible. You know.
I think it's Justin's turn.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Well, Scotty said he's the oldest. I'm the youngest, so that makes me the teen heartthrob in the band.
Okay.
But that has no influence on my music. Are you getting a beer? Can you get me a beer? Try and find them because I hid them all around the house.
Easter egg beers.
They're not in the fridge
and
anymore.
they're hot.
They're very hot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, like these guys like all types of shit. I said I worked at jazz and funk bars. Like anything in New Orleans is mostly jazz and funk. I mean, for Christ's sake, I didn't really even know that there was a metal scene in this city, and I was embarrassed to say that. You know, because I always worked at Howlin' Wolf or, you know, Tips, Gassa, before they got all punk shit going. One Eye Jacks, like there would be some metal bands that would come in. But so I'd work over there and didn't get a lot of like involvement in the metal scene and just thought I was destined to work in jazz and funk and stuff forever. So, you know, listen to like Galactic and stuff like that, but still had my metal shit. Like at the same time would listen to Within the Ruins, would listen to like mathcore stuff, Dillinger, Every Time I Die. I wrestled a bear once.
I think Every Time I Die was probably the band that probably linked us up the most. Like he and I are both like we're severe ET idiots.
I mean, the
for
Chariot,
a good Chariot too, for the
one of the wildest shows I've
for
ever
like
been
two decades. And we went to some ETID shows. You know, God rest their poor soul.
But yeah, them. I mean, Maiden, King Diamond. I was a big melodic death metal fan for a long time. Like, love me some Bodum, some In Flames, some At the Gates, Black Dahlia, all that stuff.
If I have to say this, this is probably a big compliment. I would probably say that Justin probably has the best taste in music. I think out of all of us, he has the most complete catalog of like good bands that think that he likes and listens to. And does influence like his playing and his writing.
Speak for yourself.
Thanks. That's a big.
I knew he would.
You got
come
an NA
back
beer?
And say this. You found a ginger beer.
That's an NA beer. I don't want that.
Oh, bro.
They're in the garage.
Need to make a beer run?
Right. And no. We're going to take you out to the casita where we actually have the beer fridge.
No, that is a pretty vast array of I guess inspirations or things that you know like to listen to.
Oh man, interrupt. One big one for the band. I think that none of us said was the Mars Volta.
Oh yeah,
nice. Mars Volta at the drive-in.
Yeah, drive-in for sure. I should have said that.
At the drive-in over Mars Volta for maybe.
Right. Well, we actually took the first trip we ever took together. We took to see Volta in Chicago on their first run back when they came back, and we all went as a band.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Didn't get kicked off the plane. Got close.
On the way back, we almost got kicked off the plane.
Yeah, that was all right. But it was, but that was a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely drive-in.
When we came back from Chicago. Volta.
Yeah.
You're asking me for beer. I thought you meant what time when we came back from Chicago. Mike and I almost got kicked out of the plane 2 times coming back from Chicago.
Did we do that time? I don't remember.
We sprinted. We were watching the Saints game at some bar, and then y'all wouldn't leave the bar, and we had to rush to the airport and sprinted through the airport. And Scotty and I got there. They were waiting for us to get on the plane, and then we stopped at the bar and crushed like some 16-ounce triple IPA.
Well, we couldn't get on the plane sober.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we weren't sober, but
No.
Well, we couldn't get on the plane less drunk.
Right.
yeah, it was going to be
We were still riding the high.
good
I
2
think,
hours. Yeah.
of that Volta show, and then since then they've been on like 4 more runs, and we have actually gone. We actually did go and see them again as a crew when they came through here. Did you go to the show?
No.
Do you like Volta?
I don't really go to too many like mainstream
big
anything.
corporate.
Yeah, I think the last one that I went to was I'd have to say it was a Gojira show. Either
That's
that
the
or
one. We were there where Justin Crowd killed all those young people.
I didn't do that.
They deserve.
Was that
I'm
the
the young
last time
person.
they were? That was the last time they came.
That didn't
to
happen,
City?
but they deserve.
Yeah. It must have been like October, like
You're
2
out
years
there.
ago, I
Yeah,
think.
I was
Pacific.
actually was going to. I had tickets for that show, but it was the year before, and they canceled in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh well, the carry over to that show, and I wound up didn't go. I didn't go to that show because well they
You didn't make it.
Well they canceled it because of COVID and stuff. I think that's what the case was because I was supposed to go to Atlanta. It was a show with what was it, iPoppy and somebody, Deftones is who it was.
Yeah.
But I did
I
go
do
to
remember. Yeah. I remember that. And then they hit Houston right afterwards, right?
Yeah. And I did see them at House of Blues. I think that's where it was at, House of Blues. It might have been. It was before COVID. I know that for sure. It was like 4 or 5 years ago, right when that one the song, I can't remember the name of the album, but what the fuck is that? The one with
Magma. That
I think that might have been that. Yeah, that album. Yeah.
That was the one they wrote about their mom passed away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brutal.
That was a very good. I love them just because of how their music actually, like I had to say, just sounds, but it's just not like anything else that I know of. But I don't know. I just don't know. I don't listen to too much radio, anything or stuff like that. I don't go see often or something. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Mainstream.
That's awesome, Brian.
I don't know.
Brian doesn't listen.
that's right.
Brian doesn't listen to
That is
good
fucking-
music. He listens to music like we
He
make.
listens to Blood and Earl. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Fuck.
Now I feel bad.
No, fuck that.
No, I
I'm
mean,
with
but
you,
I,
Brian, all right?
but I have listened to, like, I mean, that's what got me into music, anyways. Listening to those, all those different types of bands and stuff, and I don't know, fuck, I just feel more interested in new stuff all the time, like constantly changing, just different bands and seeing what they got and stuff. If they suck, then they suck. I just don't listen to them, but I don't know. Like the Slipknot stuff, and they had Machine Head come down where they were at some fest like a day or two ago. They used to be one of my favorite bands, and I don't know. The last album I heard was Bloodstones and Diamonds or something like that. It was fucking. Sorry guys, but it was shit. You know what I'm saying? So everyone before then was great, but I was like, fuck them, man. I don't want to listen to them no more. But had a perfect run, but well.
You
But
do that a lot, man. A lot of people's first couple albums are great, and you're just gonna keep listening because this is fucking awful. You put out 10 bad albums, dude. I'm done.
Perfect run's always in.
Not Taquito's perfect run.
but yeah, so I am gonna we are gonna check out a performance if y'all are still up for that a little bit later. But speaking of performance, let's get a little bit into the video that y'all shot the other day at Whiskey Saloon.
Yes, that was so that was a culmination. Like once again, Justin, came through big and has a very good friend. I'll let him tell you more about him, but is a very influential filmmaker. Does excellent videos. Yeah, go a little bit more on that.
Do you want to talk about it, Jason?
I said he's queuing you in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know. Yeah. So,
So the video starts with me and Justin yelling at each other at 1 a.m.
Throwing empty beer cans at each other.
oh yeah.
Screaming at each other in the middle of a fucking bar that you
5 car bombs deep. And that night that was supposed to end at about 11 p.m. got done at about 2 a.m.
It did end for me at that time.
Me too.
Happy Thursday.
Me too.
Yeah, well, good for you. But no, yeah. So okay, yeah. This video we did that's coming out probably in November. We'll see when everything gets squared away. We're still trying to work on scheduling and shit. But basically we kind of clung on to that spaghetti western vibe, that stylistic thing. And we did a shoot at the Whiskey Cowboy out in Metairie.
Whiskey Cowboy, sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're
Whiskey
good.
Cowboy Saloon, so you're close.
Not offending me.
Forgivable.
No, very close.
But no, so we got a friend of ours who's made tons of videos in the past. Is pretty popular for Quarter Confessionals. Michael Moises
Love that.
ended up we hit him up, and I think since we released the last EP, we started toying around with the idea that. Sorry, I started toying around with the idea of putting out a video, and no one really said anything, told me no, so I chased that shit down and hit up Michael, and Michael was more than happy to do it. So we're excited to see the final product, and thank you for coming. You and Nature came out.
Oh, yeah.
That was fucking killer. But no, I mean, we even had a good time on a Monday night.
Well, I had to start a little bit of mosh pit in the front, man. It was too still there, so I was like, fuck it, we're here.
I'm excited for your listeners to hear it, actually see you in there. So there's like some nice, I think it'll be some nice continuity.
Yeah.
Hopefully now for this interview, and you've always been cool enough to come and see us, dude. We totally appreciate it.
It's no worries. I
always had
appreciate y'all
fun,
inviting me. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely wanted you in there.
Oh yeah, it was great. What was the idea behind the mask and stuff? What was there? Was that just something that was thrown in there, or?
That's just something Scotty brought along.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all collectors of weird shit. But I had these like old like Halloween masks. Had the single rubber bands on them, the plastic ones from like the 60s. Mm-hmm. And I originally just thought, because we were trying to do everything like at least in one fell swoop. So my really good friend Benjamin Hubble was there trying to shoot some promo photos for us, for the upcoming EP, so we could just get all done in one night. And I was like, oh, it'd be cool if we had these masks on for like a few of the shots. But kind of when we're there, sort of organically, people are kind of like coalescing. We're figuring out what we're going to do, but it kind of just seemed cooler to hand those out and kind of let kind of people in the crowd wear those. Kind of gave a creepy vibe, which I think sort of is in line with our values. I don't know. We'll just have to see how I'm not sure how it's going to look.
Well, I thought it was like a living music video from where I was at, man, because I was having such a blast there, man. I could tell that it was I think everything fit really well in as far as the setting of the bar, y'all's style of music, everything was going on. I mean, Mike, you did the fucking solo on the fucking what is that? I don't even know what those are called.
That was his idea.
A saddle on a barrel, like in the middle of a bar.
I think the whole setting was great.
Write that shit down.
I love that.
It was good.
Yeah, maybe it looks okay on camera. We'll see.
It was perfect for that setting, man, because I think everybody was having a great time too, especially when y'all was just up there playing and your guy was getting all of the B-rolls and stuff from the. Wait till y'all see that shit.
Right.
I like the direction that the idea that he had, and I like that y'all had to play the song fucking 50 times. So it was pretty cool. I love Justin, seeing him struggle back there. At some point he was like, "Fuck, another time, man." Shit. Yeah. It's funny, man. I always fuck with him after the shows and stuff. So
it was nice not to have to mime anything.
Yeah.
That was like a concern of us going in. It was like, oh god, we got a fucking fake play.
I think that was the best part of it, actually, when y'all didn't fake play, So
we're gonna play the song for real a handful of times.
Yeah.
And that was definitely the most amount of sleeves I've ever played with live.
That was a funny ass bar though.
Yeah.
When we walked
Seemed
in,
like anybody
we were
got sick of
talking-
it.
When we walked in, we were talking to the bartender. She's like, "Yeah, we're about to change the name. For some reason, people think this is a Western bar." I'm like, I don't know why they would ever think that.
Yeah, on the saddle.
There's like a saddle. There's like cattle horns everywhere. The place is called the Whiskey Cowboy. I don't know why they would ever think this is a Western bar. Yeah, you guys have like an identity crisis.
Yeah, and I felt honored because the like owner and his wife like drove their like Escalade up there and like rolled in, and we're just like, hey, what's going on in here? It was kind
They
of
were
like,
cool people, man.
They're
Yeah,
like, we can't
very
believe
cool.
there's people in our bar. Wow, what's going on?
right? No, it's just- they were like, we got to get a look at this. What are they
Well, on a
doing?
Monday, that was the thing.
Right.
That's the kicker. Like, how you getting people out here on a Monday?
Well, I wasn't missing it, so I was, me and Nature decided we was gonna roll on up, and we did. So
Thank you.
Thank you,
thanks
dude.
for
Yeah.
the drinks.
Give us a plug when we put that thing out there. We're like, yeah, come to a B&E video shoot, and the tab is open. Then you got to take that seriously. I think.
I didn't even know that, but I took advantage of it once I did find out.
There,
So.
yeah,
You're like, I'm coming back to this
Yeah,
bar. They don't
exactly.
charge me for shit.
everything's free. They actually have really good food.
But we'll I know we had said something earlier about plugging the EP and some things about it and stuff like that. If y'all want to just hint a little bit about, I know some things might not be settled down, but I mean y'all do have some new music coming out or a new volume of.
It's all set, man. I don't think any of us were shy about talking about this.
Well, I mean, we haven't announced the name or anything like that, but not like it's a big deal. But we're pushing it off.
Oh, sorry, Brian. We gotta wait to push this off to announce the season.
We all got these NDAs we signed.
So anyway, it's called Canines.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Mike had written a couple songs about that just really hit. About his dog passing, and we added it with a really great cover and another original, and it's a great 4-song EP. Really proud of it.
Yep.
Yeah, my dog was tragically eaten by Haitian immigrants.
That's fucking mind blowing.
He was
Not
forced
really.
to watch as well.
Not really. She had cancer.
Well, all good things must come to an end sometimes, man. And at least it wasn't the Haitian part of it. So
Yeah.
Anyway, Mike's running for mayor next.
Give him.
I was gonna say,
Give him the TD. All right, the TD holding the gun. Here we are.
She had cancer. It really tore me up. But one of the songs is about this like anal glands infection that she had, and another one
now
is
we're
just
getting
about
somewhere.
Right.
is about her having cancer and dying. So it's pretty. I don't know.
We're all dog lovers.
I'm still.
you know.
We have a lot of animals.
We have a lot of dogs.
I'm still very sad about it. That happened back in March, but things are, things
Looking a
are
little
better
better,
for me now.
Now he can focus on his 2 kids and his wife.
So now I
my
can
God.
go back to writing songs about like really stupid ways to die, like sitting on a chainsaw or something.
Hell yeah.
Fountains of blood,
Right, of course, all that stuff. But I mean, the recording process this time, obviously at High Tower, we love going there. We love James, and we think it went a lot better.
Yeah, James Whitten and High Tower recording.
He's the best.
Yeah, he absolutely fucking rocks.
Yeah, and so we hope when you guys hear it, we think that it'll be a lot more dialed in. The volumes will be a lot louder. I think it's gonna hit heavier, and you can listen to it in one straight shot. We kind of talk about how we kind of listen to it ourselves, sort of over it. It's nice. So. When is that coming out?
I think it sounds absolutely fucking amazing.
Sounds great. Yeah, I'm really
Personally,
stoked on the whole thing.
maybe the best record I've ever heard.
I think it's probably
Wow.
the best record ever made.
ever made.
Probably, like it's
Probably. No.
What do you think,
no,
TD?
probably.
top 3, top 5, definitely.
Oh, yeah, no. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, rest in peace, Rain and Blood,
Canines, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yep, canines.
Throw
Absolutely.
the EP up there
Yeah.
with full-length
Full-length
albums.
Yeah, yeah. No,
It's just
You
classic.
haven't heard it. You haven't heard the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a 2-part EP. Yeah, it's a double EP.
Double EP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man.
It's coming out on 2 7-inches. Yeah. When you open it up, it's like Tres Hombres. It's got like a big Mexican platter outside. Yeah.
Right.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
I mean, when is that coming out? Do we even know?
So we had to
get
put
stuff.
a pin in it because we want to, content's the name of the game nowadays. So we're waiting on Scotty to birth that child he's carrying right now. Coming, that the baby's due out before the album, and that's, I think, Halloween. It's gonna be a spooky little baby.
man, I don't know how he's gonna squeeze a baby out of his penis, but
Jeans
Can't
are
wait to
way
hear
too
about it.
tight. That's for sure.
But yeah, so we'll start dropping some songs and shit from that. We've got 2 shows, I think, that haven't been announced, but they're coming November 6th and 7th with Year of the Vulture. We're doing 1 show down here in New Orleans.
Nice.
9th and
At the
10th.
Goat. 9th and 10th. I don't know what days of the week are
I
anymore.
like Year of the Vulture too. They're really punchy.
They're rad. I mean, it's a great 2-piece.
Yeah.
And
Where they're from Hattiesburg.
From Hattiesburg,
Yep.
yeah. And so we might jump up to Hattiesburg a little later in the month after that. And then we've got another show that's gone unannounced on the 30th, Pirate, at High Home. So hopefully we'll drop some stuff along the way. Oh, if you guys didn't know that, we got other shows coming up.
I did not know about that show.
Mark your calendars.
Yeah, I think it's been a good
Surprise.
Yeah, I think I'm busy.
Send out the Google.
Listen
invite.
to the playback. You'll hear it again.
right.
Reminder.
We're playing.
Uh,
We're playing 2 shows back to back, like 9th and 10th.
Yeah, so we got the show at the Goat on the
Here in
9th.
Baton Rouge.
And then we got a show on the 10th at Mid-City Ballroom.
Not in the same.
whoa.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. They're not both local shows.
We're trying to branch out. We always say we want to play outside of New Orleans. We just never do. So I think
We play in Metairie.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Close enough.
We
That's
played Hurricanes. That's
too
important.
far. That's too far. We shot the video. No. Okay. But yeah, I think yeah. I'm all right. I'm excited for that. We definitely want to get out, meet some new people, and see some new bands, give them a chance to access the tunes.
That's awesome. I'll probably be at least at one of those 2 on the 9th and 10th, and hopefully I can catch another one or 2 or so. I definitely want to listen to the new full-length EP coming out so, when it gets there.
I've heard people are comparing it to Rain and Blood. By
Someone
some.
told me it was the best album ever made.
I heard that before.
People are saying it's the best EP ever.
Well, I'm glad that y'all have, was patient with me at the beginning trying to get this new piece of gear working. It looks like everything is A-okay.
You're killing it, bud.
I know
I
we're
love that thing.
yeah,
It looks like one of those movie briefcases that has a bomb inside of it. But then when you open it up, it's got cool screens.
My other one looks like one of those. Like,
Yeah.
when you open it
You're
up,
gonna have
it
to
looks like there's a
diffuse
fucking
something.
bomb in it.
You have to cut some wires.
Fucking wires
Right.
is everywhere in that bitch. Yeah, we're gonna go check out the performance if y'all are still down to do that. We can kind of end the audio side of the podcast, and if you want to plug Blood and Earl and let people know that how they can listen to what y'all have out now and what to expect and for the EP and stuff, and just go ahead and let it rip.
Take it on, Mike.
Just look at our fucking Instagram. There's stuff on Instagram. There's information that we put there that tells people what we are doing as a band.
He's gonna set up a TikTok too.
But yeah, we're releasing an EP in like November-ish, and we have shows booked mostly in the New Orleans area, and maybe in the Baton Rouge area, and yeah, that's about it.
But let's get on over here.
We're a band
Yeah,
in the New Orleans area.
A man in a band. Let's go over and do these music because I got to get to the Ancient Aliens live show.
Yeah, he's gonna
tonight.
do that.
Okay, and
That's
I'm not bullshitting. Disclosures upon us.
Very articulate, guys.
Well,
Thank you.
I wanna thank y'all again for coming on the show and let me come over and interview y'all. Hopefully it was a good interview, and thank you for being so cool all the time. Yeah, thanks again.
Thank you, my
Thank
man.
you, Brian.
Thank you, dude.
Thanks for showing up to all this shit.
Yeah, we'll keep
Appreciate
doing
it.
it.
Making shit happen.
Yeah,
And then shitting all over the place.
that's right. Stay
We
tuned
love
for
you
Bri in the video.
deeply, Brian.
He's coming. Local Riffs.
This has been Brian with Local
Signing
Riffs.
out.
Peace.
Thank you, guys.